Hi guys, how's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing great. My name is Miss Young and I make videos to help you remember the things that you already know and to teach you about some new things too. So today guys, we are going to start with our question of the day, and then we're going to switch screens and we're going to do our lesson, and our lesson today is going to be about the telephone. Hello. And then we're going to come back here. We're going to talk about what we learned, and then we're going to talk about some things that you can do at home. Okay? All right, so for today, our question of the day is, when you are thirsty, should you A, drink right out of the carton or right out of the container, like this, or B, should you get a glass or a cup and pour your drink into the cup? I'm going to give you a little time to think about that, my friends, and then we'll talk about your answer. Okie dokie. So, did you say go to the refrigerator, get the carton, get the bottle, and drink right out of it? No. Why is that bad, guys? That's bad because germs. If you live in an apartment or a house or any kind of living situation where there is more than one person in your house, then you're getting your germs on the carton or the container, and then when the next person goes to drink out of it, they are going to get your germs, and we don't want to pass germs, guys. Especially after COVID-19. We want to be very careful with germs, right? So, the better choice, the better answer is get your carton, go to the refrigerator, get your carton or your milk or your juice or whatever it is, pour it into a glass or a cup, and drink it out of the glass. Like that. That is a much better choice, okay? So always pour your drink into a glass and don't drink it straight out of the carton because it's too germy, okay? All right, guys. So today we're going to talk about the telephone. A man named Alexander Graham Bell is the man who invented the telephone, and we're going to learn a little bit about him, and we're going to see how telephones have changed from the first time they were invented all the way up until now. And now a lot of people have smartphones. This is like a computer in your pocket, right? There's so many things that you can do with a smartphone. So get ready. We're going to learn about telephones, and then we'll come back here and we'll talk about it. Okay? Okay. Alexander Graham Bell was an inventor, and he invented the telephone. An inventor is someone who has an idea and then does experiments and then makes the idea into a new product or a way of doing something. Alexander Graham Bell's mother was deaf. That means she couldn't hear. So when he was a little boy, he was interested in learning about sound. His first job was to teach deaf people, and he even started a school for them. Then he quit teaching so he would have more time to do experiments and to invent things. One of his first inventions was called a telegraph. He never gave up. And after trying many different things, he finally made a telephone that worked. Here are some pictures of some different kinds of telephones and how they've changed over the years. If Alexander Graham Bell was alive today, he would be very surprised to see that now we have cell phones that can do just about anything. We can play games, and we can text our friends. We can take pictures, we can take selfies, and so much more than just talking on the phone. Cell phones are like computers that can fit in the palm of our hand. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed learning about telephones today. So, Alexander Graham Bell was very interesting because his mom was deaf. And what does deaf mean? That means that you can't hear sounds. Very good. Some people who are totally deaf can't hear anything. And then some people who are hard of hearing can hear some sounds, but maybe not so good, right? Anyway, Alexander Graham Bell was very interested in sound because of his mom and how his mom couldn't hear sound. And he even became a teacher of deaf people. And he even opened a school for deaf people. But what he really wanted to do, he really wanted to invent things. And inventing things is when you come up with an idea and you do a bunch of experiments and then you turn that idea into something new. Either a product, an item, an object, or a service, or something that we've never had before, okay? So, they never had telephones back then, and Alexander Graham Bell is the first one that invented it. And and then, over the years, the telephones changed. When I was little, guys, we had telephones like this. And these kinds of telephones plugged into the wall, and then they had a cord. And then when you wanted to call somebody, hello, you had to dial their phone number. Like that. Do you hear it? Turn the dial. Yeah. So, you couldn't go very far because look, the cord was very short. So you had to stay right by the phone to talk. Of course, then they invented the telephones with the push buttons. And then they invented the telephones that didn't have the cord. No cord. You didn't have to plug it in. You could walk around the house with it. And then they started inventing the mobile phones, and they had those big giant ones at first. And now they have these smartphones, guys, and you can do so many things on a smartphone. So, just imagine Alexander Graham Bell's one invention over time turned into this. It's amazing. So, let's talk about some things that you can do at home. First thing you can do is you can call somebody or text somebody. But maybe you could call or text somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time. Somebody that might be a little bit lonely, and you could cheer them up. Maybe you have a grandma or a grandpa or a friend that you haven't talked to in a long time, and you can say hello. That's one thing you could do. Another thing that you could do is you could either draw a picture or make a list of all the things that we can do with a cell phone. So think about it, guys. We could, of course, make a phone call. We can text. We could use the calculator. We could take pictures. We could play games. We could look stuff up on the internet. We could check the weather. There's all sorts of apps. You can use it to check your like your alarms. Some people turn their alarms at home on and off with their phones. I mean, you can do so many different things with a cell phone. So maybe you can write down as many things as you can think of. And another thing you could do is you could write a sentence about something that you might invent someday, or that you wish you could invent. You could write a sentence about it, or you could draw a picture of something that you wish you could invent. Yeah, something that maybe hasn't ever been thought of before. You could think of it. Okay, guys? Okay, well, we are about out of time for today. So I hope you have a great day, guys. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.